if they're punished in this or the next year, right? People that were destroyed en masse as the whole group. So what's some of the punishment? So because the Mishnah, there's a general thing talking about people who don't have Olam Haba. So they discuss about the type of people that were killed off. So it has beginning.
Is it possible to get into that group again?
It says there are people, then there's a certain X amount of kings, and then X amount of hedges, like regular folks. So they asked a question about, for like Babuy, for example. Like the Mishnah said the Farish was 4 people that didn't get Olam Haba. How can you be included? Anyway, so the Mishnah is very specific about those 4 people. And
is one generation
in non-edited or censored versions of the Talmud, there may be some other guy I don't want to say, but his initials are JC.
Is it also the generation of the desert?
Yeah, they talk about that. They talk about it there. Yeah,
how could that be?
There's certain kind of. There are 2 categories: whether they Olam Haba or whether they get punished in this in this world. So, for example, the Mabul people got wiped out, so they didn't survive. But the Dor Flaga of the tower, they didn't get all killed; they got scattered in there. So, like, even though they did these horrible things, rebelling, but they weren't killed in this world. So then the Gemara picks up on that topic. Since we're talking about these people in the Mishnah, let's talk about some of their activities and their sins. So in Sanhedrin, we've got one more over here. We got 2 of the little guys. Somebody needs this test. Omad Aleph. We're halfway down the page. We ended up with the Dark Plug, and now we're going to go into the Sodomite people. Anshis. Okay, we got it right here. Elam Shalgal. Where's it? Right here in the middle. Kuf Testament out. Come go. So here's a quote from the Mishnah. Anshis Elam Shalgal. Right. So that Mishnah, like we said, was a couple pages previously. And whenever you see 2 dots surrounded by 2 dots. That's a quote from the Mishnah. That's a quote from the Mishnah that was just stated sometimes a couple pages ago. That's how the Gemara works. There's a Mishnah, and then they'll have a discussion on the Mishnah. And sometimes you get a big long discussion, and they stop the discussion, and then they go back to the next line of the Mishnah. Right? So if you see the 2 dots followed by 2 dots, and you want to know that, just go. That's a quote from the most recent Mishnah that was stated. Right? So then there's there's Amshis. So what were the Sodomites about?
What about the Tzaddikim and the
Sodomites? They couldn't find any apparently. If you looked at
maybe there was less than 9.
No, it's okay. I want to have the
It could have been, but it was.
They don't get along about it. That's crazy.
No, well, let's see what happens. Tana Banan. Anshis Daim Eilen Chalak Ha'Loyim Habashnemer. Anshis Daim Roy V'Chatoim Hashem Oik. If you got it? So, because it uses a double lashon, bad, and sinning, and sinners, it has to be explained of why just suffice with roim, right? So, roim, that goes on Olam Hazeh, and therefore time Olam Haba. Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Roim begufon, they were evil, they were wicked with the bodies, and they were sinning with money. What does that mean? Roim begufon, dechsiv ebe'eches hara gedola hazeis. V'chatasi lelekim, v'chataim b'mamayim, and what sins they give the money? Dechsiv v'hay b'chachet la'Hashem, zu b'chas Hashem. Sorry. That they were. Okay, so it goes and it examines each one of these words in the passage. So Raim, Chataim, Hashem, and then Ma'ay. So we have. What does it mean? Shemiskavnim v'chaitim. that they were the kavana, that this was their intention. Like no. So it's describing that they were wicked in all these types of ways. The Masnisa Tana. So then we learned in the Mishnah that they were wicked with their the other way around. They were wicked with their money and they sinned with their bodies. Because they saw your eyes saw your downtrodden brethren and you weren't good to him. Hashem zu birchas Hashem. Oh, so birchas Hashem means like they curse Hashem. They curse God. God forbid. The Gemara doesn't want to use don't want to write that word. Doesn't want to write that.
Yeah, that's
right. So, but not on Lashon Guna, but you can't write curse God. Mm-hmm. You can't write that out. So they say birchas Hashem. So when meaning like
words that shouldn't be next to each other.
Right. Exactly. So they say birchas Hashem. That they curse Hashem. And so that actually means bloodshed. Shneimar gam dam naki shafach minashe b'ibsha harbe ma'id. Then good. Taner Rabbana Anshis Zayim. You got to Anshis Zayim and his go. What were their whole downfall? What was their flaw? Hubris. What was their fatal flaw? Right. Let's go. Then what were they all proud of? Ela b'shvil. They were all high and mighty. B'shvil tuva sheshpil emekadosh baruch Hu, because of the bounty that God had given them in plenty. That God had bestowed upon them. Umaksi behem. It's written about that about the land of Sodom. Eretz mimena yatzel lechem v'tachteh nehafech k'may eish makim sapir avneh v'afri zav. It's a place that the land itself gave out bread, like the bread just came out of the land. That's how good it was. And the sapir of Ner was a sapphire for stones, and afri zahav a dust of gold. The afri zahav leinisib was given to him. La yodu ayif leishusfu ayin ayin leidechu b'nei shachat le'ada elav shachat. So this is the whole pasuk in Eov that talks about the Anshis Zayim and all the good that happened, the land of Zayim and all the good that was on there, and the people didn't were all proud of it. So they said like this: the land itself, that the land itself gives out bread, and it has dust, gold dust all over. For our land is so bountiful and rich, we don't want people to come into our towns. We don't every drachim. People that go, that nobody should stop through our town that doesn't live. Because they don't come. All they do is come in to take the schnorr from us. They're going to come. We want to spend the night. Can we get some handouts? Yeah, so they're going to take our money. We don't want them. Our land is. People are going to come. We're just going to be stingy and keep all the wealth for ourselves. We don't want every drachim. Then we're going to be around to people trespassers. So let's go. We're going to forget about Teres Regel from our land. Shneimar Peretz Nachem Am Ger Hanshkachim Mini Regel Dalum Erish. No. So it's another pasuk saying that they forgot about the people that they want to forget about the people that have the foot walkers, people that trespass. Darash Rava. So Rava Darash says, "Ma'adach siv ad ana tehesisu." Al ish teratzku kulchem kikir notui gather had chuya. Basically, that they would kill people by they're all like a wall that was getting ready to fall, like a compromised wall. Melamed comes to teach us Rav Dashit. They find a rich person there. It's okay. They would drag him. They would like get him to walk by a kir natui, by a wall that was about to fall. V'deichan I say love. They could come for a walk with me, and his friend would be on the other side. And then as soon as the rich person was walking by the wall, they collapse the wall on him. They buy him the night with the money. They come and take his money. Darash Rava again. Darash says, "Vaylich siv chas v'cheshach batim yemim chas mulamay layadu ar." That they would thieve by day chaser, like or dig, the tunnel. They tunnel at night in the house, and in the day they would come and steal from them, and they wouldn't know about it. Malam shoy noisim name about them. So that like this, they would seek out the rich people. Umafkidim etzlei aparsamain, and they would say, "Can you watch us mafkid?" Right, the parak mafkid, a mafkid. What's it? Yeah. They say if you give a picard, like can you watch this for me, right? Or can you hold this parts of mine, this perfume? Can you hold my perfume for? Can you watch it for me, right? So manichas, so the rich person, they put they would if someone gave them a picard, like something to watch, they would put it in a safe place where they keep all their other jewels and where they store all their other wealth.
So it led them back to
right. Manicha might say, but based in Zayim, and they would put it in their safe place. So they had a manichim. So then the people in the night, the guy who led them, he would go by his house and smell around and sniff around. That's what we call sniffing around.
Smell for perfume.
Lift and sniffing for the perfume that I gave him, and he knows wherever the smell is, that's where the other riches are going to be. Later, by Mamnicha might say, Kikalef, like a dog, you sniff like a dog. Shinema, Yeshua, Erev, Yam, Kikalef. They turn at night and be like a dog. Be savable ear. Boyim v'chaysim sham. The surrounding city, they go and steal from there. But and they would go around and then they would dig through all these places and they would take the money. Autumn. And like with naked treachery. Autumn since the Pesach Autumn Hacham Levush naked, they were without clothes, and kasses kisses bikara chamar yisem yunago yichavu shar amana. They would take the chamar from the donkeys from the orphans and the shar from the widows. Gvulis yisigu, and they would be a circus like gvul, and the gazlay they would just break the bounds of thievery. It's because of and the Kavaris, Yuval, Agadi, Shishkai, it's all these circumstances how the bad things how they would behave. Darash Rabbi Yossi B'Tzipori. Now Rabbi Yossi B'Tzipori,
no way.
In his he had a Yossi B'Tzipori. He had
Tzipori.
The town of Tzipori.
I lived right next to there.
Really?
Yeah, when I was young, until 6 years old.
So there is a rabbi there called Rabbi Yossi, who was the rabbi of the town called Tzipori. So here is darshaning. Darash Rabbi Yossi B'Tzipori.
Didn't they write part of the Gemara there in Tzipori?
I don't know. I'll have to check it out. It's inside. But he was dashing in this town. He was a rav, and he was telling this, explaining to these psukim to the people, explaining about today, right? Achtarin hahi laila, right after the shir that same night, Tulos Mea Machtarta B'Tzipuri. There were 300 thieves reported in Tzipuri because he taught them how to steal. He taught them how good aids. He got the thieves all these good ideas. Go with the perfume, and you go with the thing. Right? That's how to do it. So that night, the night after, the same night, there was 300. Yeah, there were 300 gnavas to report.
What, the Torah students?
That's a good question.
No, they're sodomites, right?
Gotta be careful.
No, in Zipuri, he taught about Tzedayim.
Yeah.
And that night, because he was darshaning these things with the how they did it with the perfume, and so that then they gave him good ideas how to steal.
They got ideas from the
right. They learned from the side.
And how to
So also they came to him and come inside. They were upset him. Amalei, you taught the ways how to steal. He gave him good ideas. Amalei, so he said to them, how did I know that Ganavi come to my shir? I don't give it a shir and Torah. What is the Ganavi not going to get? That's not normally the crowd that I draw. Unless you guys are all good Ganavi. I mean, so what are you coming to me for? You guys have your own issues if that's the case. Anyway, Kikanach Nafshi, when he passed Rabbi Yossi, Shafi Melazit Tzipuri Damits. It's like the sewers of Tzipuri were flowing with blood. In other words, they were very, 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 they grieved. his death a lot. So this is like an epilogue to that because they said they got mad at him and then they say, oh, you taught this guy to steal. And he's like, I don't know if thieves are coming to me. Maybe you guys, the town, they regretted his passing very much, or they grieved him. They said, oh no. Okay, so this is what happened in Sodom. This is how they would think. This is what part of the wickedry. They said like this: whoever has one ox, he has to shepherd all the flocks one day. The less someone who doesn't have any oxen, he has to shepherd everybody's flocks, herds, 2 days. So they're like this. This is how they didn't want poor people there. And if there weren't certain poor people there, they would make these laws that would really persecute the poor people. If you owned cattle, okay, so you own one ox, so you would shepherd everybody's ox for 1 day. But if you don't own any oxen, we make you shepherd 2 days. Well, doesn't make any sense. Exactly, because the fact that you don't own any oxen means you're poor.
Socialism.
So we're going, it's the reverse. Yeah, it's a reverse communism. It's like
It's basically communism.
It's communism, but
you got to work. If you don't have a job, you got to work.
But it's worse because if you don't have anything,
for the people with
you have to work double as everybody else.
You're not feeding in exchange for your shepherding.
Ahu Yosma. So there was one orphan bought a mouse to the son of a widow. Last line in the middle of the line. Havaleture lamare. They gave him a ox to shepherd. Also shaklinu. He took it the katlinu and he killed it. Omar lahu, he said to them like this: De'islei ture nishkol chad. Someone who has an ox, nishkol chad mishcha. He gets one. He can get one hide, right? When they skinned it after it died. Duleslei ture nishkol tere mishcha. And but someone, it should be like this: someone who has one ox should get 2 skins, 2 hides from a dead cow, and someone who doesn't have any oxen. Any cow should get 2 hides per dead cow. So it's like this. Look at the Rashi. This is the wickedry of Ansh to Daim. Top of the page. Whoever had one ox, would shepherd for all the animals of the town for 1 day. If you didn't have any oxen, you have to. We'd have to shepherd for 2 days. Omar lahu yismei. So this orphan says that he kills the ox. Why? Why does he kill it? So that he won't have any oxen, and he'll get two hides, two whole skins, because he's going to see. Use the same logic. Omar yismei lamari the Torah the istechad. So he said like this. So that's what he said. In other words, he killed the ox so that will have no oxen, and he'll get two hides. And they said to him, "My hide, what are you talking about?" Amar lahu, he said to them, the last part of the judgment should be of the law should be like the first part of the law. How does this law start off? If you have one ox, you have to shepherd for 1 day. The less if you have no oxen, you shepherd for 2 days. Let's say so the end part of the law should be the same. Should be going the same logic. Whoever does have one ox should get 1 skin. The less they do it, doesn't have no oxen, you should get. Let's go today. You should get 2 skins. Right? That's what he's trying to use the logic against. Now the next law they had. The next part of their wickedry, the Avar b'Mabra, whoever would cross over on a ferry, right? The river there, whatever. And they would have this boat to take the people across. Whoever used the boat, Nisiv Chad Zuz, would have to pay 1 Zuz. Deloy Avar b'Marva, but if he couldn't go in the Marva, but he used a different way, like he had to swim across. So he had to actually swim across. Nisvi today, he would have to give 2 Zuz, right? The Havale,
to pay twice as much to swim.
The Livne. No, right. So that's another part of the wicked. Now, next part of a third. Whoever the Havale the Livne, someone who was building, right? So he had all his stuff, all his supplies out. So like Rashi says, Mishahai Leshudas Levanim. He had like rows of stones. He had them like lined up to get ready to build his house. So Asi kol chad v'chad v'shakol chad. They called, when they see someone's getting ready to build and he's got all his supplies up there, they blew the whistle. Everybody would come and just take one stone, or just take one item. Omerle, anachad the shikli. And then he would say, you guys stole my stuff, or someone stole. I just took one stone, right? So what are you crunching about one stone? They get 1,000 people come and take one stone. Each one says, I just took one stone. Meantime, the guys that got nothing left, and they can't make a big cake like, right? This is their wickedness, right? On a chad, it's strictly. The harvest day tumi a shimchi. Now, if someone had a field, he was putting out the tumi, garlic or onions. They leave them out to dry. Right? They leave them out to dry. Same thing. They would see everybody would, each one, a bunch of people come. They each take one. I just took one garlic. You're gonna fetch me for one onion and leave the guy with nothing. So this is how they would persecute people.
Petty larceny.
Yeah, petty larceny, petty theft, right?
Petty theft.
Not grand theft, a petty theft.
Not at all. Petty, very petty.
Just a lot of it.
Now, Arba Dayani Havu B'Sdaim. There are 4 judges there in Sdaim, and their names were Shakrai, Shagrurai, Zaifi, which is also like a star Zaifi, like a false, another name for false, Umatzli, which is like kind of prayer, like you ain't got a prayer, right? These are the 4 judges. Dina, the Machile. Now, then they had the law like this: the Machile liitza dechabre umaplole. If somebody got in a fight, if he hit his neighbor's wife and she got injured from it, or maybe she lost a child, I think maybe she had a miscarriage. Amrle yahavanili diniavri. They would tell the guy, "You go now, take this woman as your wife." Until she becomes pregnant. That's how you could rectify. You would go, the guy would go and beat someone's wife, and then they'd say, okay, now you marry her, and then make her and get.
What if the other guy beats the wife back? Does he take her with it?
That's one way to do it.
That's how you win your woman back.
The pasuk the una the chavre Now, if someone would go on another law that they said, if you cut off the ear of your friend's donkey, go take the donkey until it grows back. They would say, all right, you got to keep the donkey until the ear grows back.
So they had a completely.
It was so
corrupted.
Oh my God, it was
there.
corrupt beyond it's mamish just a clipper.
It's like a goof on laws.
Yeah.
Oh, goof.
Exactly.
It's not a.
No, I didn't goof like a body.
The padale lechavre. If somebody struck his friend and caused him to bleed, Amrle havle agla the shakal achdama. They would say, because bloodletting was a medical thing back then, right? So they say, pay the guy agar, pay him the money because he did bloodletting for you.
Wow, that's mafia.
It's really, really ridiculous. The Ava B'Mavra, you have now. The Ava B'Mavra, again, if somebody has to cross a ferry, you have Arba Zuzi. They had to pay a tax for 4 zuzim. Davar b'mai, if you cross the water, if you have to swim, you have to pay tamei zuzi. You would have to pay an 8 zuz tax. Zimracha, the one time asahu kuvis, a washer, like klisa. So there was a washer equal to the house, and they happened to have to end up over there. Omlehav dalad zuzi. They said, Pay 4 zuzim for the ferry use. He says, I swam to. Im kain have tamne. Then if so, you have to pay 8. The avos b'maya. Because that's how you go through you cross the water. This tax is 8. Lo yahiv. So he didn't pay. Padyus, and then they beat him. So also come to the dine. So he goes, but he brings him to the court. Amalei, and the court of the judges say, sure enough, pay him. You got to pay these guys money because they did bloodletting for you. But to Manai Juzi Davos Maya, and you have to pay the 8 Juzim because you crossed the water. Now, Eliezer Eved Avram. Eliezer, the servant of Avram, right? Because they were all around in those days, right? This is the light went to Shaddai. They all knew about Shaddai, and Eliezer was the servant of Avram, and he had to certainly go to come across him on occasion. Eliezer Eved Avram Itzrami Hasam. He ended up over there one time. Padyuhu, and they see him, and they beat him up. Also the Kamadana, so he goes into the judge, he goes to the court, he brings with the court. And they said to him, sure enough, they told Eliezer to pay these guys money because they did free blood work for you. So Shaka Galala, so he takes like a stone or something, like Paju Iladana strikes the judge. The guy's
just give you some blood. We'll just give you some therapy.
So he goes, Agra the Nofak Limi Noch, Havna Hali Lahai. The money that you owe me now for the blooding, pay to this guy that you say I owe. All right, so I say you gotta the money now you owe me, but just do it. You pay it to him, and everybody will be fine, right? And my money will stay in my pocket. Okay, and they had a bet. That this is how they would when they would bring a guest, they really didn't like guests. So they find a guest, they put him in this bed. If the guy was too long for the bed, guys he like.
Oh my god.
Kiguts machtele. Oh, okay, guys he like. They would cut off his feet so to make him fit the bed. And if he was too short, kiguts machtele, they would stretch his feet out. Not by pleasant means.
This is medieval torture.
Eliezer, exactly. Eliezer, the Avram's servant, ended up there one time. They said, "Come on, go. We got a nice bed for you." He said to them, "Nadri, I made a vow from the day when my mother passed away that like Nina Apuri, that I'm not going to sleep on beds." When a poor person came to their town, every person would give the guy a dinar, the cost of Shmeileh, and they would write their name on there. Everyone would give them $1, but they'd write their name on the dollar. Because of Shmeileh, but if the lehavu, but bread they wouldn't give him. No one would give him food; they would just give him money. So it was useless. He couldn't spend the money anywhere. He couldn't buy any food. No one gave him food. There was $1. Right? They write their name on it. And why? They wouldn't give him any food. So when he died naturally of natural causes of starvation, and everyone come and say, "Oh, this dollar is my name." They go on him and they say, "There we go, take the money back." So now this, and then again, another thing. This is what they had between them. Kolman de Mizam and Gavra. This was their another law they had. Whoever the Mizam and Gavra lebehi lula, l'shach lima. Whoever invited somebody to a wedding would have to. They would have to take his clothes. So if you there was a wedding or something, and you made an event, and somebody would invite a +1, and they'll find out about it. The guy who invited would have to give his clothes. They would take his clothes from him. Yeah, they would steal his clothes from him. There was a wedding one time. Akli Eliezer Hassam, and Eliezer as Avram's servant was that ended up over there. And they wouldn't give him any food to eat. Kibai the Misad, when they came to the time for the meal, also Eliezer v'yasiv l'sefer the kula. Eliezer came and he sat at the last seat of the table. Amnule manas mancha. They said, "Who invited you?" Who invited you? Amalei lahu diyasav rasa. So we say to the guy who's sitting right next to him, in front of him, "Ata zamantam. You invited me." And the guy would say, "Dilma shrami beidana azminta machachle manyad haygabra shaka glima." So the guy, so the guy would get up and run away because they figured out they're going to fight. He'd say it's too loud. People are going to take my clothes, and so he got up and ran away. B'chein avad the kula, and he did the same thing going up the whole table. He moved up a seat, the guy would say, "Who invited you?" Say, "You did," and then the guy would just get up and run. So at the end, v'yaseh l'seiv kula amalei manas melech l'hachad. Oops, it's good kula ad the nafki kula until it got to the point that everyone had gone. V'achlei l'shudas l'habi, and he was able to eat the whole suda by himself. V'achlei l'akala yusudas, he had the whole meal for himself. Smart guy, Eliezer, obviously. Ahida Visa. Now, this is the straw that broke the curtain's back. I think that may not be good. This is the final curtain. This is today's Rashi. When the Hashem hears the Zaka, I hear the cry of Sodom. I've heard the cry of Sodom. What's the cry of it? There was a girl, Ahida Visa, the Havas, Kamafka Rifta La'aniya Bechitzva, that she was giving food, she was giving bread to a poor person, a chutzpah that was hidden in her basket. She would hide away the food and to give it to a poor person. Iglai Milsa, word got out, it got revealed. Shafuya Duvsha. So Shafuya Duvsha, so they found they spread her with honey. They poured honey all over her. Vukmua al ika shura, and they tied her basically on a fence. They tied her up on a pole on a fence. And the bees came, the hornets came and ate her and ate her alive. Behind the chsib, that's why it says, the cry, they hear the cry of Sodom and Maya, that it's very great. This is a great cry. Amar Rav Yehuda, Amar Rav al Iskeriva, and Rav is al Iskeriva on the doing of this poor girl.
Right.
That's where we are today. Let's see if there's any go to Makal. The Rashi, the Glola, the Eliezer takes either a stick or a stone. I'm going to die in the Eliezer of my hand. Sounds like Lula, Shokul, Big Eliezer, Ish, and Mir. But the other, Yasfi, the Kuro, Yasfi, the Kuro, Shoglime,
Ravisa is a girl?
yeah, Ravisa.